What's good, y'all? If you tapped in, you already know who I am. If not, my name is Caleb Jarrell, and I'm gonna keep it a book with y'all. I don't even know what the video name finna be or what this video topic finna be about, but I feel like I need to make a video, so that's what we on here for. So honestly, I'm in a place where I feel like I got a little bit of mental fog going on. Like, I'm doing everything right, but it don't feel like it. Sometimes I recognize that just be my mindset just kind of not being in the right space, or me not even being focused on the right things. You feel me? A lot of times it can be focusing too far in the future, not being present in what I got going on right now, and focusing on things that I can't control. So all I can try to do is really get to a space to where I just be present and be grateful and thankful for where I'm at right now, you feel me, and what I got going on. Bills paid, I'm not late on anything. My responsibilities are taken care of, you feel me. I've been able to eat, so it's like on the outside everything look good, but on the inside certain things don't feel good, certain things still don't feel right. I think that's just a part of life, honestly. It's like still searching for that complete you. I feel like I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna speak for myself. I feel like I get in spaces where I really don't even understand some things that I go through or some reasons I feel the way I do. And you'll hardly see it on my face. You'll hardly see it on how I carry myself. And it's because you get so used to kind of putting on a mask and making the outside image look good, but you don't focus on how you really feel. You don't deal with how you really feel. But I don't think people talk about how when you don't understand why you feel how you feel me? So sometimes it's just like a mental fog. Sometimes it's just like you can't grasp the reason you feel how you feel. And I know, especially being a man, you don't really get a space to honestly like even speak on how you feel. You feel me? I just recently learned, like, just from the time being on my own, like within this past year, learning how to feel my emotions, or even sitting with my emotions and not reacting off how I feel. Asking myself, okay, I feel like this. Why do I feel like this? And sometimes when I can trace it, I can be like, okay, this is why I feel like this. So let me flip something. Let me switch how I feel. Let me switch my reaction, different things like that. But sometimes I'll be at a place to where it's like I can't even pinpoint why I feel how I feel. And everything can be going on pretty decent. Like I said, certain things are paid for. I'm not stressing about nothing. I'm not focused on nothing. But it's just certain things don't feel right. So a lot of times I don't even like to speak on it because I can't even pinpoint it. So maybe somebody else can sometimes, or maybe I feel like I don't want to speak on it because I don't want to feel like I'm putting my burdens or my problems on somebody else. But I think when you get in that space, you have to just really just be grateful and be content with whatever situation you're in, whatever circumstances that you're dealing with, and look at the positives. You feel me? I may not feel all good or feel to my best. I've had better days, different things like that. But it's like I was able to go to work today. I was able to work out today. You feel me? I was still productive today. So I have to take those positives and tell myself, like, you're still doing good. You're still focused on the right things. Your mindset's still in the right space. So just because I don't feel good or I don't feel to my best doesn't mean that I should let it end my night different. It doesn't mean that I should dwell on certain things that I can't control or focus too far on the future, you feel me? And I think that's just a space that you gotta kind of learn how to deal with. Like I said, I think it's just a part of life. But it's like, I think it would make it more simpler when you can understand why you feel certain things or why you feel a certain way about something. But it makes it a little bit hard when you can't really pinpoint it, you feel me? So I think it's just learning how to grow, but also continuing to still grow even when you don't know what areas you need to grow in. Sometimes it's like I be trying to be intentional with certain things and certain spaces and intentional with everything, honestly. But it's like, for a while it'd be like, yeah, I'm doing good, I'm straight. And then it's a day or two out the week where I'm like, dang, I ain't doing nothing right, you feel me? Something don't feel right, I don't feel like it's going right. And then it's like, I completely forget about the other 5 days of the week. And I'm like, why am I so focused on some of the negative things or the negative feelings, you feel me, when the other 5 days I've been straight, the other 5 days I've been good, I've been doing straight, you feel me, I've been focused, I've been locked in. But I think it's when I start to overthink. I think it's when I start to think too far in the future about certain things I want to accomplish or where I feel like I should be at. And it's like I put a time limit on certain things God got put in my life or certain things God want to do in my life. And I put a time limit on Him because I feel like I put a time limit on myself. So it's really not me even fully trusting God. I feel like trusting God with His time, trusting God with His timing, with certain things that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing in my life. So I start to trip, I start to overthink, I start to put anxiety and depression on myself sometimes because it's like I put myself in that space instead of flipping my mindset and being like, okay, I'm just feeling like this right now because of this, or I'm just feeling like this, so let me pour into myself. Let me rest a little bit more. Let me make sure I'm going to sleep at a decent time. But let me also make sure I'm still being productive. I think sometimes I'll be in a space where I get so caught up in my mindset or in my thinking and stuff. It's like you think so much and you stop doing stuff. So you stop taking care of yourself. You stop working out or you stop being productive overall. And the dangerous part about that is that can last for a long time. So it's like when I feel myself in these mental spaces where I feel like I'm in a rut, I hate it because it's like I know I gotta pull myself out, but I don't feel like I had the energy. I don't feel like I had the time, or I don't feel like I can sometimes, you feel me? But also it's like sometimes if I'm in that space, I don't really necessarily know how long it's gonna last. So it's like I try not to step away from certain things, but I know I need to continue to be productive to even be able to pull myself out of that mental space or certain things that I'm going through. So I think when you're just going through certain mental battles, you gotta learn how to pull yourself out. But I will say it's good to have the right people around you, people that will pour into you or, I don't know, uplift your spirits, uplift your mindset, you feel me? Like, and it's something that's you don't come across all the time. It's like those people that when you get around them, everything feel like the whole world stopped, you feel me? it's like all that mental clutter is gone for a while. Because I'm somebody, I like to sit by myself. I like to be in my own space, especially like if I'm in a mental space where I don't feel as good as I normally do. I like to be in my own company because I feel like I'm a peaceful person based on my track record of myself, but also other people. But sometimes you got to get around people that kind of have that same spirit too, that same personality and characteristic about that stuff. Because then it'll put you in a space to where it's like you can kind of count on them in a way. Not saying that you should dump everything on them, but sometimes, bro, it's like with certain people like that, you can just get around them and just being in their presence is like peaceful. You feel me? So I think the main thing is just focusing on being grateful, having gratitude for certain stuff that you got going on, but keep being productive. And while you're being productive, surround yourself around the right people. And I think the productive part helps a whole lot because, and I'm not saying productive even working wise, I'm saying productive taking care of you. So when you get in these spaces, be intentional with still working out, be intentional with still eating right, cooking your meals, different things like that, because the other side of you is not going to want to do it at all. And the other side of you is trying to make you succumb to how you feel. And like anything else, when you feel a certain way, you can't react that way. So I feel like when you feel these emotions or you feel however you feel me, in a mental battle, it's like, or mental space, negative mental space, it's like, don't allow yourself to just fall deeper in that hole. If you got people to talk to, talk to. If you need to vent, vent, you feel me? But if you feel like you don't got that space, be that space for yourself. Because just like anything else, as a man, you can bring yourself out of certain circumstances. So even though it feel like you can't really see, or feel like you got blinders on, like you going through life and you don't understand certain things, focus on what you can see, focus on what you can control, and be intentional with being productive with what it is that you do to pour into yourself outside of work, outside of your business. Because I feel like a lot of times we put our value on things that we have and things that we've accomplished. And we base our worth on that. We base how we feel on that, on how that's going. So if my money ain't right, I don't feel right. If my business ain't going right, I don't feel right. If it's a lot going on and a lot to get taken care of, it's like we start neglecting ourselves. We start neglecting what we got going on. You stop getting haircuts. You stop working out. You stop eating right. You feel me? Little stuff like that. And I have to be cautious because I put my identity into my business. I put my identity into my bank account sometimes. So it's like, if those things aren't going right, it don't feel like nothing else going right, when everything else could be going right. So it's like having those little things that happen and they alter how you feel, just like that. I don't feel like that's a good space to be in, because we put so much emphasis on certain things that we do instead of who we are. So I'm saying all that to say, I don't even know how or why, like, I even turned the camera on for real, but you feel me? I didn't really have a video topic, but I just feel like a lot of times we base how we feel on what's going on around our money or what's going on around our business, or put our identity into outside achievements instead of focusing on what we can control, focusing on continue to be a better person and working on our character. And when we get in this space, it's like it could be a small negative thing, but it alters our whole mood. It alters the rest of our day. And then you find yourself in anxiety, dealing with depression, dealing with isolating yourself. So it's like you low-key put yourself in these situations instead of flipping your mindset and being like, okay, I'm thankful and I'm grateful that God even put me in this position, or I'm thankful and I'm grateful that I even get to go work out, or that I even get to go make some money today. So you gotta appreciate the little things. It's the little things that count. In football, if you make a cut, it'll get you 5 extra yards. You lower your shoulder, it'll get you the first down. Sometimes you gotta fix the little things, or how you deal with the little things to get a better outcome. But also sometimes you may not see it, so when you surrounded around the right people, they can be like, okay, you're not finishing right because your arm ain't following through. Your follow through ain't right. You feel me? So it's like surrounding yourself around the right people to help you fix certain things in your life, or fix a mentality, or even just one of these negative spaces that you're going through sometimes. So when you're in a space like that, be grateful, have gratitude, change your attitude. But don't keep dwelling on certain things that you can't control. If you know you're not making the best decisions, then focus on making better decisions. Focus on changing those habits. And all that is a process. It takes time. So be patient with yourself. But just keep going. Don't stay right here. Don't stay in this mental space. Don't stay stagnant. Don't stay in depression. Don't stay in anxiety. Because if you stay, that's the deeper you go. So you gotta focus on being productive. You gotta focus on the things that you can control. You gotta focus on not on the outside things that's going on around you. Certain things that you see that's not going right. Sometimes if you look in the right area, you'll be like, okay, that's going right. But our focus be so much on the things that's going wrong that we don't even look to the other side and be like, okay, this is going right. So it's like, it's gotta be a balance to where you looking right and left. Because if you only going right, the defense gonna stop you. The defense gonna know, okay, we need to overload to the right. But if you balance it out, you doing certain passes, certain pass plays, certain run plays, trick plays, different things like that. It's like, okay, I don't know how to stop them. Or you gotta call an audible. Sometimes you gotta call an audible on what you got going on and what you're doing, certain decisions that you make. You gotta go back in the drawing room and the film room and sit in there and be like, okay, this didn't go right because I made this decision, or I can make a better decision. So let me fix me. Let me work on my heart. Let me work on my mindset. So don't just stay where you at. Keep going. Get around the right people. Listen to the right things. Make better decisions. Peep your habits and see where you can do better and what you're already doing good at. Don't focus so much on the negative, but look at the positive sides too. Flip your perspective. Because with a flip perspective comes a new mentality, a new mindset, a change of heart, a different desire.